Hello stalkers and welcome back to Zona Modpack, and in this video I'm going to show you the new update for Zona, which is version 1.32. So many of the mods that I'm going to show you have been made by me from scratch, and for now they will not be available on ModDB. Also, don't try to steal these mods because they will only work for Zona. In the future, when Zona gets a bit more fame, I will slowly release some of these new mods to ModDB. Time to show you what I've added on this new update. Alright, let's start from a brand new shop distribution system. So many players were complaining that they couldn't find enough weapons and magazines from the shops. So I decided to rewrite a whole new script that adds weapons and more items to the shops. Here's an example. When you start in Cordon and you go to see Sid, he will only offer you a few hunting rifles and shotguns, because he doesn't really trust you. Once you level up your reputation, he will start offering you more interesting weapons. On the other hand, if we stay in Cordon and we go see Loris at the farm, he will already sell you some assault rifles. Now let's go to the butcher in Garbage. He will sell you some basic bolt action rifles and hunting rifles as well. But if you level up his reputation, he will start selling some proper sniper rifles. Duty and Freedom shops have been also overhauled. Duty will offer you some basic Soviet weapons, while Freedom will have a bit more interesting Western basic weapons. We continue going up north to the Mercs. They will sell you some really good weapons right at the start. So you get the idea, the more north you get, the better weapons you'll find in the shops. I also recommend you to check the flea market in Garbage during the night. The NPCs there will sell you some interesting weapons at a really good discount. Another thing that took me a really long time to make was an NPC loadout distribution system. Very similar to how I made the new shops work, this mod loads new weapons on the NPCs. This mod is very lore friendly. For example, you won't see a rookie stalker sporting a VSS or a Val. Now this is how it was working before, however there were only using BS weapons and a few extra modded weapons, which were not spawning so frequently. So in short, with this new weapon distribution system, you will see less BS weapons and more high quality weapons in the hands of stalkers. A user requested mod, I made a gunpowder, a consumable item. Now it has 8 uses instead of being a whole item, and also revamped the ammo crafting system mod for Zona. Now technicians and mechanics will sell you ammo parts and also gunpowder, and if you give them basic tools and the other tools, you will see them sell you a lot more parts. The toolboxes are now craftable. Although they aren't super easy to craft, you have a chance to craft these toolboxes if you are unlucky enough that you can't find one. And also made a new category in the crafting system to make the old ammo and to restore them back to usable ammo. Right now we're using a mod from someone you might know to manage the treasure looting system in Zona. Unfortunately, this mod is quite buggy, and you might end up finding 10 advanced tools and not find a single basic tool. So I want to ditch this mod and make one from scratch. Unfortunately, this will take a long time, so I decided to leave this for the next update, which will be Zona version 1.33. And this type of mod takes a long time to test, and I don't want to break your save files without testing it. Also, many people ask me if they need to start a new playthrough every time there's a new update for Zona, and no, in Zona you don't need to start a new playthrough, as Zona tries to preserve your save so that you can continue your progress on your new update.
95%.
So in the new update you might find a new tool called a mallet. This is a type of hammer which works very similarly to a multi-tool, but this one fixes helms, masks, and also heavy and exosuit outfits. Can be found at technicians, but you can also find them on stalkers. This is a new experimental mod that I'm making. I'm trying to add more tools and things to Zona to make it a bit more immersive and fun to play. Here is another unique mod that I made just for Zona. I made carrier plates. These carrier plates can be attached to your outfit slots, and while alone they can give you some unique advantages and protection. They can also increase the durability of your ceramic or Kevlar plates. If you wear this on top of your exosuit and get a few extra armor plates with you, you will be a walking tank, especially if you combine this with the right class and skills. There are many types of carrier plates that you can find, and you can also craft them. Some will give you more protection versus mutants, and other will give you more protection against firearms. So as you can see, I've been very busy making Zona better than it is. You could help me if you just press that like and subscribe button. The bigger Zona gets, the more people can support me and making this mod pack even greater. Also, if you have any questions, make sure to write them here below in the comments, or you can come directly to our Zona Discord server. As you may know, Zona's main objective is to be immersive and at the same time give you high performance and stability. There are many mods out there like the AO engine that can give you some increased performance, but it can also make your game very unstable. So I decided to make my own performance mod. I made a new A-Life performance mod which increases FPS anywhere from 10 to 20%. This is especially useful if you're playing with high population cap. In Zona, the population cap can be increased up to 250%, which can add around 3000 stalkers and over 2000 mutants in the map. Of course, this works on all PC builds. If you're running a low-end machine, you will see a difference, and if you are running on a high-end machine with 4 textures, you will also see a difference. This mod also reduces the loading times by 30% from some testing that I made with some friends. This is just one of many performance mods that I will add to Zona, but I want to take it easy right now and give players some time to test so I can move on to my next projects on Zona. I also added a new mod that makes your exosuit have computer voice lines.
Critical threat identified.
The exosuit, for example, will alert you if radiation is around you, even if you don't have a Geiger counter.
Avoid environmental hazards.
It will also alert you if, for example, enemies or mutants are getting too close to you. And it also has a few extra voice lines to tell you about your health status. Another requested mod from players in the Zona Discord server is some sort of artifact mod. Now, I'm not a huge fan of adding or changing these because I always go for lore-friendly gameplay, but when I took a look at these Anomaly vanilla artifacts, I noticed that many of them are kinda useless, so I buffed many of them and I made some of them have unique stats. For example, that lamp used to be one of the most annoying artifacts that you can find, but now if you look at its stats, it can be used to heal you even if it still has some major negative effects. Another artifact like bread can be used to give you passive food buffs, so if you equip this bread artifact on you, it basically makes you less hungry. Of course it does have some drawbacks. Many other artifacts have been buffed and it makes it a lot more worth it now hunting them down. Also, empty artifacts can be sold for twice the price, so keep an eye out for them. I have also added a few extra weapons, a new AK Alpha with custom animations, and also a Vulkan M, which is a bullpup rifle currently used by the Ukrainian soldiers. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe and like so you can stay tuned with Zona updates. I'll also start making videos that are exclusive to my subscribers, so make sure to join my community or you might miss out tips and tricks for STALKER Anomaly and Zona. Bye and thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.